Let's check my bank account. What? I put in $1,000 yesterday and now it says it's gone? Well, it couldn't have been identity theft. The only person I told my social security number to was my dad's uncle's great-grandpa's great-nephew's son. And he seemed like such a trustworthy person too.
Oh, yes, it could have.
Whoa, what was that?
It seems you have a basic understanding of identity theft, kid, but it doesn't look like you know the full story. I'm here to help explain that to you.
Can you get out of the chair?
Okay.
Much better. Many people know what identity theft is, but did you know that it's the fastest growing crime in America? Or that every minute 19 people are subject to this crime? Approximately 10 million people have had their lives destroyed because of identity theft, or not being acquainted with it. That's my role here today. My name is Vihas Gowreddy, and I'll be explaining to you how identity theft has become a large-scale problem that has affected many people in a financial way. I'll be covering the types of identity theft, the types of people affected by identity theft, and the approaches governments are taking to decrease identity theft. Let's first talk about the different types of identity theft. The first type of identity theft is tax-related identity theft. FTC, a group working to prevent fraudulent, deceptive, and unfair business practices, describes identity theft as when identity thieves steal taxpayers' personal information, such as their name and social security number, and use it to file fraudulent tax returns to receive refunds. In this, taxpayers won't realize that they've been subject to identity theft until after the IRS has rejected their tax return due to previously filed fraudulent returns. The second type of identity theft is child identity theft. Child identity theft occurs when a child's identity is used by another person for the imposter's personal gain. The imposter may be a family member, or maybe even someone that your family knows. It could also be a stranger who purposely targets children because of how long it takes for the parent or guardian to realize that their child has been subject to identity theft. A child's social security number can also be used by identity thieves to apply for government benefits, open bank and credit card accounts, apply for loan or utility service, or rent a place to live. The third type of identity theft is medical identity theft. Medical identity theft occurs when someone steals your personal information, like your name, your social security number, or your Medicare number, to obtain medical care, buy drugs, or submit fake billings to Medicare in your name. Medical identity theft can disrupt your life, damage your credit ratings, and waste taxpayer dollars. This damage can be life-threatening to you if the wrong information ends up in your personal records. Now let's talk about the different types of people affected by identity theft. The first type of people I'll be talking about today is seniors. Joanne Palmer, a contributor to IdentityTheft.info by writing commentary and articles, says that crimes of deception and financial crimes are traditionally aimed at our senior population, as criminals believe seniors may be more susceptible to crimes of deception, and the amount of money that can be stolen from a senior may exceed that of other segments of population. This would be due to the amount of money that they've saved up until now, and that because seniors aren't as experienced with technology as us right now. Like anybody else, identity theft can wipe out all the money in a senior's bank account. The second type of people affected by identity theft are children. Identity theft can affect a child's future credit and employment if the thieves, as we've said before, could be family members, obtain credit accounts, or even get a job using the child's identity. The third type of people affected by identity theft are middle-aged people. Like everyone else, middle-aged people have had their banks swiped and their lives destroyed by identity theft. But a difference is that they are the least targeted out of the three groups. This is because they are the most tech-savvy, and because of their age, they have more knowledge about identity theft and what to do if they're confronted by this problem. The last thing I'll be talking to you about today are the different approaches governments are taking to stop identity theft. The first approach is increased prosecution and punishment of perpetrators. Congress took task force recommendation to expand the identity theft criminal to apply to businesses and organizations as well as to individuals. Also, Congress took task force recommendation to expand the list of predicate felony offenses for aggravated identity theft under 18 U.S.C. and 1028A. What is 18 U.S.C. and 1028A? It is a list of all the different reasons why someone could be arrested for identity theft. Congress is making this list more detailed and adding more reasons to why people could be arrested for identity theft. The second approach that governments are taking to fight identity theft is creating a borderline which tells if there is enough evidence to convict. The second approach that governments are taking to fight identity theft is to create a borderline which tells if there's enough evidence to send the convict to jail or not. Many people get away with identity theft because there isn't something which shows if there's enough evidence to send the criminal to jail or not. To make the life of a judge easier, Congress is now establishing what is enough evidence to convict someone of identity theft. The final approach that I'll be talking about is that countries are cooperating to decrease identity theft across the globe. America and Europe are resolving their differences to help each other combat identity theft. EU Regulations is an organization that they are creating and is still in the process of being finalized. Clay Matthews, a general member of the Florida Journal of International Law, says that this will override the current patchwork of various national laws in the European Union and establish one cohesive approach to combating identity theft in Europe. Many people say that identity theft will stop with a combination of these approaches. These are the three approaches governments are taking to help combat identity theft. Today I have talked about the types of identity theft, the different generations affected by identity theft, and what governments around the world are doing to stop this problem. Identity theft has invoked many things which were impossible before. America and Europe are working together now, even after all that history between them, just to stop this problem. This shows how big of a problem identity theft has become. Many people are throwing down their differences and working together to stop this exponentially rising problem. To find out more about identity theft, visit identitytheft.info or visit consumer.ftc.gov. Thank you.
Thank you so much for all that information. I really hope you come back again, but that's not necessary.
You're welcome. Just your friendly neighborhood Vihas.
Oh, what? I deposited $1 million 2 days ago, and now it's gone again? Oh man, I should have listened to the identity theft guy when he came.